I know where you're making. If I was on the other side, I would have pocket money, not only a loan, but several $1 million to enjoy some luxury place down Florida.
So Al-Ram, where did you go for trial? And lo and behold, it came to fruition. We have the Reverend James Bevel with us, who's not a stranger here in the greater Boston area. It's a delight having Reverend Bevel with us at any point in time. We will be shedding some light on the Million Man March and the whole concept of atonement. And of course, we have the former Senator Bill Owens, who's here, who's also been very active in helping the tenants around ownership and cooperative concepts here at Mandela. Alvarado, you just made a comment about the late, great Ron Brown, in that he embraced the vision that you had in terms of cooperative ownership. Back in what year was this?
1992.
And the $7 million, what happened? Was there some blockage that happened through that whole process?
By HUD. In fact, under Freedom of Information Act, we found out the loan was approved in-house, and then they sent it to California to be rejected. And they held me hostage for 2.5 years. And the documentation are shocking from his firm to even the Secretary of Housing in Washington, D.C., to his aides. And that was a political assassination. And it's sad. Otherwise, I would have been refinanced back in '92. And he actually delivered $7,300,000 to the table.
So Ron Brown brought $7 million to the table, but HUD said no.
That's correct. But recently, HUD has given $80 million pocket money to owners to refinance it, over and above what they asked for. And their excuse, we want to make sure we could guarantee affordability. $80 million they gave to owners.
So are these other developers?
Yes.
Are these developers like you? Are they
Section 8
Arabic? Well, I'm trying to make a point.
No, I'm the only Arab in the country, trust me. I know where you're making. If I was on the other side, I would have pocket money, not only a loan, but several $1 million to enjoy some luxury place down Florida.
So Al-Ram, where do you go from here? Do you go back home and kind of just put some new gear on and say, well, you just
blow the trumpet?
Yes.
See, if the Lord called him, when he get the facts,
yes.
When he get the facts. Now, he may not have the facts, and if he don't have the facts, obviously he can't blow the trumpet. But if the Lord called him, and he get the facts, he will preach the gospel. I guarantee it.
Some people come out and exercise the power of the vote. This is a political year.
Quick, but also time for everybody to call up the senator and say, is our units going to be preserved on behalf for us, or are we going to be displaced? Because we can stop it now. If the senator knows, he cannot sneak it through. It's over. You see, a deal is only as good as in the back room. Once it goes forward public, there's no more deals.
Well, it sounds like this.
At one point in every great story, there's a moment of truth requiring the hero, or in our case, the heroine, to take the big risk. At the critical junction of Mandela, we called upon Jane Gumbel and her mighty rowing crew at DHCD to make it clear to the bankruptcy court that the necessary state funding would be available if the court approved the bankruptcy plan. Without this step, it had become perfectly clear that the court was going to dismiss the case and turn the project back to who knows what end. Jane knew that whatever she did would be the source of litigation, threats, calls to the governor's office, and intimidation. She had every reason not to trust anybody in this transaction, and no reason to get involved in this transaction except for one. And that reason, it was the right thing to do, and she did it. She took the heat and made Glenn's and MRCA's dream come true. And we want to offer a special thanks to Jane Gumbel.
Donna says I can say thanks first. You need to know that I am grateful. And I recall the conversation, sorry, wrong height, recall the conversation with Howard where I said, this is making me nervous. And he said, that's okay, just do the right thing. And the nice thing is that I get to do the right thing. The governor lets me do the right thing. As the director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, I wear two hats. Not today, but in general, I wear two hats. I'm able to allocate a tremendous amount of resources for the state's affordable housing commitment. And I also represent communities and neighborhoods and the revitalization on a community level. Today, I think we're here to celebrate both of my hats. We have a project that we will see 276 affordable units preserved, ones that were terribly threatened. And we survived that. But we're also, I think the rowing team is a perfect example, a neighborhood revitalization, a commitment to the community. And so here I am wearing both hats, and that's a delightful opportunity for me. I think that at the risk of failing to, by name, thank everyone, I'll thank no one specifically, and then I won't have missed anyone. But it's important to recognize, and I think the crowd speaks to that, the real partnership that went into the rededication of Mandela. If it weren't for the commitment of the public sector, both at the level of the federal, I guess it's more than both at the level of the federal government, state government, city government, we wouldn't be here today. But the partnership went beyond that. It was the residents, as Glenn so eloquently put it, he just didn't accept no. The private sector was involved with financing, and I think that partnership is the key to my continuing to do my job and continuing to do a job that I enjoy. I want to introduce to you the person that lets me do my job, and one who, as you know, says he loves his job even more than I love mine. A special partner in this deal is Governor Paul Cellucci, who allocated millions of dollars of resources to make this dream come true for all of the residents, for the community, and I'm delighted to be here today with the governor and to introduce him to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ryan reports tonight there are places the state is spending money on the housing, but it's not always to fix it up.